Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be like somewhat of a vlog, you know. I'm still going to yap in between here or a lot, but like it's going to follow me through some things I'm going to do today because I just want to have an easy day today by like on purpose, intentionally, yeah. So the first thing I did waking up was to immediately try to cover that I've been two songs, one I've been working on and another one. So I did not the only thing I achieved was I was able to get into the beat of the songs, like my lyrics, but there's still a lot of shaky parts, in my singing. And I discovered that I have this hesitation, this fear, whenever I want to land some notes or whenever I want to go in a certain like direction that I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should harmonize it here, and I'm like scared, and then I go back to the original, and then my voice is like, ugh. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to post that one, but I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep practicing, and then I filled in my morning pages. Not really. Listen to some therapy. I think she's a therapist. This channel, Heidi Pre, and she was talking about how are we like she was talking about differentiating between um making future plans, setting goals for the future, and using fantasy to self-regulate. And I was like, wait, the word fantasy is pulling my attention because that's something that I've been trying to release myself off of recently. The thing is that how do I say? I hope this speaker, I'm using this Bluetooth speaker, so I hope it's connect and my voice comes out clearly. But the thing is that she started to outline the differences, she started to say that when people are making goals for the future, it involves a presence of being. Like you have to, me, that's what I got from it. Like maybe I'm not using her exact words, but she was like, you have to have a certain presence of being in your everyday, day to day, steps to achieving this goal that is somewhere in the future. But like for those people that use fantasy to self-regulate, they dissociate from their present moment and go to like a highlight reel of the so-called goals that they want to achieve. You get, so it's like you don't like where you are right now. You think, okay, maybe you are living in some form of poverty or lack, or you're struggling to do well at your job or at school, and then you're like, no, I have a goal, this is my goal, and then you go into this sort of fantasy world where you've already achieved the goal, you are earning the billions, you're in your office, high-rise building, and that's all you do all day. You don't There's no day-to-day reality in these fantasies. There's no consideration of the daily life of somebody in such a position that you want yourself to be in. I don't know if you understand, but that's what I got from the video. And then I started to look back at myself because recently I've been very, very interested in being in my present moment. Yeah. So it's like I was thinking like, okay, I've definitely been living in fantasy. That's the reason why I'm doing present moment thing. But she kind of broke it down very clearly. So I could see, and she's a very articulate, therapist. I don't know if that's a correct title, but she's a professional. So she's a very she's a very articulate professional in that she broke it down to why why this fantasy is a means of self-regulation, and it resonated with me. In the sense that I go to this place in my mind because for the longest time I used to think I was okay with where I was or where I am. Not I won't say present because I'm okay now, but I used to feel like I was okay with where I was in life, because there was no conflict. I was not fighting anybody, I was not struggling, so to speak. I was being provided for, but like, and then I still had my daydreaming, my fantasy to go in. So I thought maybe going to the fantasy was doing something. You get, was all the work that was needed to be done. You get, and the idea of even doing work, it just sent me into this sort of irritation, this annoyance. And she mentioned it that whenever people confront your fantasy, this place you go to this highlight reel, you get irritated, you get annoyed because like, why are you disrupting what I'm thinking of? Why do you think I'm not going to achieve what I want to achieve? But it's like that irritation is a sign that you are not being present. You understand? Like now, somebody that has an actual goal of being, say, a writer, that person is going to what? Decide that, okay, first things first, maybe I'll write my outline. Oh, or first things first, and maybe I'll do research. And they take steps, present moment step, every moment, every day, not every day, I mean, but like basically most of their living time, their awakeness, their daily life is dedicated to contributing to this book that they are looking forward to writing. They don't even have to have written something, but they might have an outline, they might have a theme, they might have the conflict already, all of those things, and it's present. They are there, they are writing the conflict, they are arranging their research, they are gathering their script and information. Unlike somebody that is fantasizing that, oh, I'm going to be a writer, and all they are fantasizing of is receiving the Booker's award, literally literary awards, getting so many fans, signing the checks, getting the money in their bank account, standing in front of the stage and being like, yes, I want this. That is a fantasy to self-regulate. When you dissociate from the present moment awareness, that you don't even have an idea of what you want to write. Or maybe you are scared that your grammar is not good enough, or you are scared that you're not qualified enough, and you're worried for the future. And another thing again that she mentioned that really hit home with me is that she said these people that go into fantasy, several decades pass, and then all they can feel is regret of the things that they know that they have the potential to be, but they are not it yet. This idea of, oh, if only I could bring this part of me out. I know what I am. I know I'm a great singer. I know I'm an awesome writer. I know I am an artist. I am this, I am that. And bringing this part out of them, you get like they are seeing this person, in their fantasy, in their head. They are seeing this person that is themselves, a version of themselves, but they feel like they need to change this self to become somewhat worthy of transforming into that version of themselves that they idealize. I don't know if you get it. It's kind of like as if you're like, you don't want to be your present moment self. Where you know how you want to be, the type of individual you want to be or present as that idealized version of you, but you don't like this self that is present here. Without realizing that you not liking this self that is present here is going to create a disconnect between this you and that you. It's like you are the same person, but because you don't like this, you don't give this present self a chance to grow, to transform into that thing, because you remove yourself from this version. And I don't know if you get it, but maybe you should check out her videos to explain it further. This is my progress on my crochet post so far. I literally intended for this post to be a riot of colors, to be an explosion, kind of like color blocking or something, but it's looking so harmonic. The only thing I like about it is how very off center it is. It is skewed because I was taking a stitch in the wrong part, but like now that it's turning out so like skewed to the left or to the right, it's not in a straight line here. The rows are not in a straight line, they're kind of going off. I'm like, yes, that is so me, that is me, and I'm not changing. There was a point where I could have unraveled everything to correct it, to figure out what was wrong. I was like, no, unraveling is just so depressing, let me just keep going. And I kept going, and this is where I am now. So I am at, I don't know, I think I want to make it a bit higher, very long, something of a statement pause that I can carry to various places I'm going. So this is where I'm at. So what was I saying? I just felt like introducing that post. This dog is so freaking annoying. So like I feel very like in the moment I was listening to what she was saying, yeah, it just hit a lot of me. But the way she was saying it was so kind, and so matter of factly that I didn't feel hurt by it. I didn't. And she also insisted, like she also emphasized that you should not shame yourself, out of these fantasies. You can't. Shaming yourself is just going to create more issues. And again, she was now bringing like the other aspect of it, another aspect of it. She said that the idea that when you become this idealized version of yourself, you will not have any problems to deal with. You won't have any personal aches or trauma that would disturb you anymore. That it's a lie. That even when you're this idealized version, this star, this celebrity, this world famous, whatever, this, even if it's just to have your own business going, even if you become your own CEO, you become your own boss, even when you achieve all these dreams, even at that period, you will still have a new set of problems, a new set of traumas, a new set of, not traumas basically, but a new set of contrast, a new set of problems that you're going to have to learn to deal with, that's going to make you also want to still shift out of your body, and all of that and all of that. And it just hit me that right now where I am, where I'm going through all this, like figuring out this mess, this trauma, the problems, the contrast, figuring it out, trying to find myself, be present with myself. I don't want to do it with the idea that when I'm working at something, because I'm working at something to get this level of perfection, that when I get it, I don't want to face this nonsense. I don't see this nonsense again. If I carry on with the idea that when I get to the idealized state of mind of myself, if I see that those problems bring up, I feel jump off story building, because it's like, what the fuck? Why are you telling me this? So I appreciate that even in this one where I'm going through this sorting out process, this figuring out myself and trying to be present in this moment stage, like it never ends, it just evolves. But now, because I have this experience sorting out this version, this whole stress, this whole contrast, I can still trust myself enough. I can trust myself to have what I want and be able to cope with whatever it comes with. Instead of this idea of, say, like now I'm trying to be present more and more. So like when I'm now in that stage of being ideal, like I reach my goal, of being everything I want to be, and even when a different sort of issue comes up that makes me want to run away from my body, I remind myself, the memory, my body already has the memory of running away from themselves and finding their way back to themselves, this stage that I'm in. So it's going to kick in. I feel like that body memory is going to kick in and help me through, even before I make the connection with my conscious mind, that, hey, we've done this before, we can get through this, we will get through this, trusting myself, like believing in myself, being loyal to myself, staying with myself, not abandoning ship, when I'm at that idealized. And it's interesting because somehow, like, we might be tempted to think it's from here to there, but life is not linear like that. Some people actually get to that idealized stage and have to like find their way back to themselves. You get, some people in a blink of an eye, they achieve all the goals that they want, but they still encounter issues, problems that take them out of themselves, that makes them dissociate, that makes them avoid the present moment, and they still have to find their way back. So it's not about, say, because I'm here, so I have to, no, I can, in the blink of an eye, I can be in my idealized version, I can be everything I want to be, like at the snap of a finger. But like, that is not the point. The point is that I am still the same person. I am still me, being present here and now, and that is all that matters. It also puts into perspective that all those things that we want, all those things that I want, all those things I want to achieve, all of them are secondary to this primary state of being me inside me. And I think that takes the pressure off of the so-called goals. It's like, okay, whatever, we'll just, we'll take the steps we want to write. Okay, we'll write, put down a few lines. That writing is not going to be, not like writing a book, publishing my book, singing a song, writing my song, releasing an album, my EP, all of that. I don't become that. I'm still me. Yeah, I'm still grounded in the me that I am. And those things are just like things I give to myself. They are not my identity. They are not who I am. They don't define me. Okay, they are some expressions of me. They are wonderful versions of me. But at the core of everything is still this me here, present. And the pressure is taken off. The pressure is taken off. I can be free to, take my time, not compare myself to anybody else, because at the end of the day, it's me. It's me. So I don't know how many times I keep saying me to ensure that maybe you've gotten my point, but actually that's all I have to say. I wanted to do something like I said, I wanted to make it like a daily, but now that I've said everything in my heart, I feel so at ease, and it's like, let me just post this video as just like a chat, one-on-one chat, a connection with my community that I'm growing here on this platform. And I'm going to spend most of my day continuing to read the kite runner. Now the kite runner is kind of interesting, because what I predicted in that video, what video was that? I think it was like the video I posted, like that Friday the 13th video. I'm going to link it here, about kite runner. It's like just the tip of the iceberg. I was so scared of the war. But guy, hey, the war is the least of the problems here. The war is not even the meat of the conflict here. Like the conflict just jumped at me, and now my blood is boiling. I'm so angry, and I also appreciate it because now I'm forced to use my sense, to connect with what this author is going, what this author is writing. First of all, I have to take off that halo of protagonist halo from my eyes, take off that lens, because like that idea, I think somehow I've been seduced into believing that as a protagonist, you are not supposed to be bad or to be complex, or not complex, we are not supposed to be questionable morally, and that stupid idea floating around that sometimes it used to catch me too. Because why am I surprised that a protagonist is behaving horribly? This is a story. Anybody can behave horribly. People are allowed, these are human beings. Anybody can behave horribly too. And so why was I surprised and uncomfortable? Like my discomfort at first was just the character, the story that was going on, but there was also a meta discomfort that was like, watching, like reading a protagonist be so nasty. Do I want to? That was in the beginning. No, then I came across this major conflict, one of the, like the start of the major conflict in the book, and it's like it blew all of those meta nonsense away. So just like I was just purely discomfited. I was just I like soaked in so much anger, and my blood was boiling. I was like, oh my god, I need to beat this boy's ass. That kind of thing. But like I should not, that element of surprise, that element of surprise should not be there, because all what I've been reading, I've been alluding to the character of this protagonist, to the makeup of the character of this protagonist of the story. So at this point, is he not an antagonist? Like, I don't think it's like, even the assignment of label. No, it should not. I'm not calling him a protagonist, like main character. Let's just call him the main character of the story. So assigning that label, to like the surprise, I should not be surprised. Like, what the hell? It's a story. Of course, anything can happen. Like, why am I surprised? What is that? That is for rookies. Why am I surprised? Of course, it's a human being. Anything. This is a story of people that I don't know. I'm just getting to know, and they are behaving badly. And it's like, okay, I shouldn't be surprised just because it's the main character. This is like, and the author is not spoon feeding me either. He's not pulling any punches. Is guy, everything, all holds gone. Like there's no break on this thing. Yeah. And it's interesting because why would I expect breaks? Why would I be surprised when I read Miriam? Like, A Thousand Splendid Suns is insane. It's fucking insane. There were so many levels of betrayal and heartache and just despair. Like, I was crying every page, crying and crying. I clean my eye and I rest for a bit. I go and drink water. I come back and start crying. Child me, little me, I was doing that. So why? I'm reeling from this book, but I'm still going to keep it up because I want to make a proper video about it and just rant non-stop. There will be no head or tail to that video. I'll just unleash my voice. This is not going to be an Ice Palace type of thing no more. You have to read the book. But either way, it's just yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of my day reading this book and being angry and trying to contain my anger and my sadness and everything, and just like making notes furiously, as furious. Like, I have my notepad here. So look forward to that video of The Kite Runner by Khalida Hosseini's review. Thank you for watching up to this point. I hope I was able to pass across some information. If it's not new to you, share your experiences in the comment. I would love to hear it. How you like, I don't think I want to have a routine right now to be present. She was saying something about doing this 30 days thing where you are accountable to yourself, where you hold yourself accountable, like in being present here. And I was like, I'm already doing something like that, but I can't speak about it because if I speak about it, it will ruin it. So let me just stay where I'm at. I just wanted to make this video to like acknowledge, kind of like keep myself accountable that, oh, I know this thing and I understood it, and I'm moving along with it, and I'm proud of myself for that. So tell me what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching it to this point in the video. Bye bye. Today is Friday. Yeah? Have a wonderful weekend.